What's up, college baseball fans? Welcome to another episode of the 11.7 podcast. Weekend number 2 preview. We will also do midweek recap. We're going to talk about other things happening inside of our sport and just some breaking news that might come up later in the show. So be ready. 4 of us today. So if you're watching on the YouTube, we brought in another new member of the 11.7 family. This is Noah Bieniek. And Noah, before you start talking, I'm going to give you the floor, I promise. We get asked all the time, hey, is 11.7 ever hiring? Are you guys ever looking to bring anybody on? The answer is always like yes and no. When I say yes, it means we're always looking for talented people who are hardworking and like actually love the sport. And when I say no, it means like if you haven't done anything in the past, like content wise, or you haven't shown dedication to college baseball, we want to see that first. And that's how we brought Jack on. That's how we brought Mason McCray on a couple years ago. Azad Earl this year as well. Everybody who has joined the 11.7 family has done it for a period of time and has been somewhat successful. And we want to always use 11.7, the brand, and just what we stand for as almost like a stepping stool or a step ladder to get to bigger and better places. And we saw that with Jack, we saw it with Mason, we see it with Azad, and we see it here with Noah. Noah's somebody that works 24 hours a day. Like the kid is always on social media. He's always doing his research, and we've wanted to bring him on for some time, and we finally made the decision this year. So Noah, happy to have you. You've already crushed it with a ton of work on the back end of 11.7 with social clips and websites and blogs. So thank you for joining us. And I want you to give a 2-minute speech on who you are, where you come from, and what you want to do in the world of college baseball. So ready, set, go.
Well, thank you for the floor, Ben, Dimitri, and Jack. I'm thrilled to be on the team along with Azad. And yeah, I already wrote an article over at Globe Life on Friday, published it when we announced that I was going to be part of the team. So things that were left out of that article, like Ben mentioned, for the last 3+ years, I've been working with Sports Gambling Podcast Network and pioneered the college baseball show with Kobe Dant, who I think is a true grinder when it comes to college football and college basketball every single night. He's doing content himself. So that's kind of where I learned that, just drive. And those SGPN guys, they gave me the platform when I was 20 to start doing gambling content. So shout out to them because they've nurtured and discovered some other talent like Megan Making Money over with Barstool Sports or Katie Mox with CBS Sports. Like those two, I believe Dan Titus of Yahoo, I think he currently is with them. So yeah, shout out to those guys. They gave me the platform to start they gave me everything and I just ran with it. And yeah, I'm happy to have been discovered by 11.7 and surround myself with ball knowers, right, Ben?
Right. Yeah, I'm actually somebody who doesn't know ball. And so we do touch on gambling with 11.7 and have touched on it for the last 5 or 6 years. Unfortunately, I am no longer allowed to be in that space or that world because of my full-time job with shout out Synergy. So, that we still have a large audience that likes to look in the gambling odds and is interested in potentially investing, as we call it, in some college baseball games. So Noah has been doing some gambling content pretty much on all sports for the last 3 or 4 years, and he'll kind of be the go-to guy now. So shoot him a follow on Twitter. He also does write-ups every day, I think, or pretty much every game day on our website, 11.7.com, and he's crushing it. Like he had an undefeated day. What were you, 5-0 on Saturday of last week?
Saturday, yeah, the second day. So
that's so hard to do nice in college baseball, man. That's impressive. So,
thank you.
Anyways, Noah, there's 3 things you need to get familiar with. One,
here we go.
You need to get familiar with Home Field Apparel. Home Field Apparel, 15% off using promo code CWS25. They are our premier sponsor, and they've been with us for a long time. They produce the highest quality, the best looking, and the fill in the blank with the ad lib here. They're just the best. Best company out there to get retro officially licensed college memorabilia. They're doing on-field stuff now with Austin P and those bomber jackets. And Josh told me that he got several text messages and DMs from coaches around the country looking to be the next school that they spoil. So y'all check out homefieldapparel.com. They most likely have your school, but if not, you guys can find an alternate school, a second favorite school to rep this year. Second thing, Noah, to get familiar with, Game Time Sidekicks. They gave us the custom Pencil Talk logo tumbler, the 11.7 tumbler, and they're sponsoring our mid-major top 25 this year. So it's Game Time Sidekicks, the website gametimesideKicks.com, and they also have officially licensed college logos, and you can get your favorite school. Now, with them sponsoring the mid-major top 25, they're coming out with some mid-major officially licensed gear, and it's sick. I saw mock-ups of it. It's going to be elite. So get familiar with that. Third thing, get familiar with Jack DeLongshaw on the call this weekend in Jacksonville for the Jacksonville Classic. Alabama, Coastal Carolina, NC State and Ohio State, your arch rival. Get familiar watching those games. I think they're streamed on d1baseball.com. You have to buy the streaming package, but Jack's voice and the way he tells stories during the game is 100% worth it. Him, Darren Vaught, two of the best in college baseball. They'll be broadcasting the games all weekend. So get familiar with that too, Noah. Okay?
Done.
Aww.
Familiar.
I'm
Perfect.
blushing. Thanks, guys.
All right, we knocked out all of our promos in the first 7 minutes. Let's get to talking ball. Dimitri, I need you to address something. And for the YouTube viewers, I'm rocking the Southern Miss shirt today because, God, it makes Dimitri so mad. It makes him so mad to see them start 5-0 with a win over Mississippi State at home in front of just a wild crowd, intense crowd all night. The freshmen stepped up. The guys that they were counting on coming back from injury and the returners, everybody stepped up, shut out Mississippi State. And we got rid of Dimitri. Let's go. He's back.
I'm just kidding. That was funny, huh?
So I need you to address the hoopla that you got on Twitter from Attack Eagles and the whole Southern Miss fan base that was just dragging you for just such a piss poor take you had on our last episode.
Well, I guess, where do I start with this? The way I went about it was wrong, if you will. I've been a Southern Miss supporter and fan over the last 5-6 years. We love Southern Miss. The past 2 weeks, preseason research, I just didn't like Southern Miss that much. I thought they had something to prove. I thought they had unknown at the plate, on the mound. They're always going to be good. I said that. What I meant to say last weekend was I was trying to playfully find an excuse to justify my doubts on them. And
Can I interrupt you? You made it a point 3 times, and I ignored you twice. And you're like, do you want to know what team made my eyes bleed?
Okay.
I was like, oh, God, here we go.
I was trying to be – all right. Let's just cut straight to the point. First of all, Southern Miss is saying, oh, you have a list. You don't know ball, blah, 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 blah. I could give 2 shits about what anybody said. Give 2 fucking shits. So that's out of the way. That's clear. You can come at me all you want. It's not going to
love one guy said, did you even play college baseball?
I saw that one too. I could care less. It makes me laugh. I thought it was funny. I was on my
Can I say something? You sound like you don't care.
Anyway, the point is, Southern Miss, great weekend. I tried to playfully find a way to justify my doubts on them. They played an unbelievable game against Southern Miss. Pitching carried them that game. I would think it was scored 3-0, 4-0, or something like that. Really unbelievable job, and I'm not surprised. Let's see how this season plays out. Let's see how this offense plays out over the next couple of weeks. They've got Louisiana Tech coming to town this weekend. They've got some big games coming up. I'm a Southern Miss guy. I like Southern Miss. I was just doubting them at the plate. and I picked the wrong fucking series and the wrong time to justify that. That's what happened. Clip this shit if you want to, too. And say whatever you want to me. That's fine. But that's the reality of it. Southern Miss, I don't know ball. Clip that, too.
He doesn't care, Jack. He doesn't care, dude.
Dude, I don't think so either.
All right. Well, I'm glad we got that off the chest. We'll do a
Wait,
quick.
time out.
midweek
One more
recap.
thing. Ben, you're such a loser for wearing this shirt.
Dude, do you know how dirty this is? I wore it all day today, worked out in it, and I was like, oh, shoot, we're recording a pod tonight. I got to wear it. Yeah.
Of course you are.
Anyways,
Ugh.
that was the start of our midweek recap. Huge win, Southern Miss at home against Mississippi State. Pitching staff looked great. We'll move on from that game. The big story of the midweek, or at least the story that got the most attention, was Brian Curley. Georgia's closer comes in, still throwing gas, 100 miles an hour. We saw him last weekend with the Nestor Cortez type delivery. Went viral for that.
Fuck.
Now he goes viral for making a face. Does anybody want to volunteer to make the face that he did on YouTube? Go ahead, Jack.
This is what Dimitri did Tuesday looking at social media.
Looks at the runner at second base, sticks his tongue out, and then drops, I think, his first curveball of the season for strike 3, wins the game.
Which, by the way, was an absolute hammer.
Yeah, just unhittable. When you're sitting 100 miles an hour, that pitch is unhittable. And Georgia with a huge comeback win against Kennesaw. Props to Kennesaw for actually televising the game. They were playing at an NAIA school down the road, and the production crew was at the football stadium, and then there was people all over the place, but they made it work, and it was a good watch. Kennesaw had all the momentum, and then who was it? Slade Alford hit the home run, kind of shifted the tide there, and then Georgia takes the lead and doesn't give it up. So
don't forget to mention too that Wes Johnson got yossed too.
Oh yeah,
Burp walked his ass out of there. They perp walked his ass out of there.
He got burp walked out of the stadium. Yeah, and
by the way, fun fact about that field: I played Bryce Harper in the San Diego show there. We lost 1-0. Lucas Giolito was on that team. Cody Poteet was on. I think there was 9 big leaguers on that team. We were 17 years old. Pretty cool.
And you shut him down, right?
No, we lost 1-0.
Well,
so
you could have lied there. Yeah, I gave you the perfect opportunity to lie. We beat their
I don't
face
lie. Southern Miss fans, you see, great. I don't lie. I say shit with my fucking chest.
Yeah. No, guys, stop. He doesn't care. He does not care. Stop. He's
does not care.
Bro, we're chill. We're chill. We're cool. I got you. Scott. We're good.
Jack,
I'll tell you a midweek game that I cared about. Come on, Dimitri. We're moving on. I'll tell you a midweek game I cared about, and that was Troy at Auburn. And golly, it was tough to watch at the end. Great game. Started out hot. Bats were hot, scoring runs, and then it kind of settled down for a little bit. They go to extra innings, and Troy just kind of fumbled the bag. That's the best way to put it. Routine single up the middle, gets between the legs of Stephen Meyer, turns a single into a triple, intentionally walk the next 2. Ike Irish, walk-off double, tip a cap. I think if that game was at Troy and they had the home crowd momentum and stuff, Troy probably wins that game. But Auburn was coming off a loss to Holy Cross opening weekend and didn't play their best baseball. So that was almost a must-win game just for team morale standpoint. And technically, Auburn upset Troy because Troy was ranked, Auburn wasn't. And I don't know. It was a good watch, though. I ended up watching probably 6 or 8 innings of that. It was a good game.
Great game. They were a lot of emotion, a lot of back and forth. Auburn Stadium was sick, guys. I know it's been said on social media, but that place is sick now.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. The renovations, really good renovations for Auburn. And I think this is just the beginning of the SEC arms race of stadiums. Even stadium, I think, isn't Duty Noble getting renovations again? I thought I saw that they're adding something to Duty Noble here next year.
I didn't know about Mississippi State, but I mean, you got Tennessee, you got Vanderbilt, you have Georgia just got their new field. They're breaking it in Friday, home opener. Texas A&M.
Kennesaw State renovations. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
That's good. It's a good time for college baseball. Stadiums, money being poured into stadiums. It's good. Brody Donay, just another freak. Jack was talking about him all last year, just about the size and just physicality of him. He goes and hits his 4th homer in 4 games. And I made a player comp, and people kind of liked it. So he looked a lot like Chris Bryant in the box. And there were more people agreeing than disagreeing.
Wait,
I like the new nickname, the Mister. I'm just going to take up the entire batter's box. Donay.
Yeah, Brody taking up the whole MF batter's box. Donay.
He's bigger than Chris Bryant. Like, I think, I mean, the player comp, because the swing looks really similar, where like they're so dang big and strong where they don't even have to use their lower half, is very comparable. He's for sure bigger than
I thought Chris Bryant's like 6'5".
No, Chris Bryant is like 6'4", 220. I'd be willing to venture Donay is like 6'6", 255. Donay is crazy looking.
Yeah. First day
Bryant's
of live
also
BP, Brian got pegged by a live at bat. So
I saw that first day back injury.
Chris Bryant is 6'5", 230, guys. What are we talking about?
But how big is Donay?
I'll tell you this. This might be politically incorrect. Chris Bryant's a little girly. Like you know what I mean? Like Brody Donay is like a real strong man. He's a man. Chris Bryant's a little girly. To me, at least.
What do you mean, girly? Like he paints his fingernail? Like what do you mean?
I don't know. Maybe girly's not the right word. A little soft. Is he a little soft?
All right. I don't know where that's coming from, but okay.
Do you see him breaking up a double play at second base, or do you see him peeling off?
I don't know. He's got a ring, so.
That's true. He's
I
got a
don't
golden
think
spike.
I don't think a ring has anything to do with masculinity.
Yeah, Donay's a catcher is what he's trying to say. He's gritty. He's the kind of guy that I want to go to the bar fight.
Oh, he's really masculine then.
Let me ask you this. Who would you rather get in a bar fight? Who would you rather have your back in a bar fight? Brody Donay or Chris Bryant?
I don't know shit about
Dimitri,
Brody
you
Donay,
looked
All right. We need to move on. I'm getting myself into a big hole here. Chris Bryant, if you're listening, thanks for coming back to the show.
You don't know ball.
Always great to have you as a listener. I apologize.
You don't know ball.
I do know that UTRGV put up an 11-run inning with no cameras in the stadium. I had to double check and text somebody that I knew that was at the game and asked if the score bug was wrong. I said, there's no way UTRGV scored 11 on Dallas Baptist in the top of the ninth to win it. And they said, yeah, they're still hitting.
That's unbelievable.
There was only like 3 walks. It was all hits.
Yep.
There was like 9 walks in that inning, I believe.
Oh, was it 9?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought I saw 9 somewhere. It might have been Peter Flaherty that tweeted it out. I can't remember.
Hey, shout out to UNC Greensboro. Keep scheduling Wake Forest, man. Keep scheduling those boys.
I'm going to take a bow. I called it. I said, listen, this game happens frequently. UNCG either gets blown out by 20 or they win the game. Nothing in between. And it was 4-0. And those ballparks are so different from each other. UNCG's ballpark is 345 down the lines and 410 to center. And Wake Forest plays in a much smaller field. I didn't watch enough of the game to see if there were deep flyouts from Wake Forest, but I almost have to assume that they probably just missed a couple homers. And UNCG plays well at home. So good win. I would be surprised if Wake Forest schedules that game next year. You can't lose 3 in a row. Just yank it off the schedule.
Ben, I'll tell you another mid-major one that you kind of, I think, pinned earlier in the week. That was kind of a fun, frisky one. A team with a lot of turnover, and then obviously a team with all the turnover. I thought Liberty with a statement win against NC State, right? To not only go beat – you pinned that one, didn't you?
No, I was going to say hand up. Completely wrong on Liberty. Going into the season, I was down. I saw them sweep St. John's and then come back and win a game against NC State. The team's legit.
Yeah, by the way,
closer Duran, what's his name? Jaron? No, what's his name? What's the closer's name for NC State? He's like a top 5 closer.
They beat 2 All-Americans. I mean,
Yeah.
They didn't throw D-Rock, Derek Smith, who's an All-American, but Jacob Duden, who's one of the brightest stars of our game, throws 97, 98. He gets I mean, he didn't miss. That Liberty offense kind of roughed him up a little bit.
We have Liberty Xavier in our series pick'em for this week on 11.7.com. And shout out to Liberty for their aggressiveness, because I noted that like their ace Dylan Matheson threw in the midweek against NC State. He started that game. He's slated to go Sunday for those that want to know.
A nice little, hopefully, rubber match.
Yeah,
that'll be a good series though. And yes, we will get to the weekend series pick'em, and we'll talk about the 6 games at the end of the show with more detail there. But listen, Liberty, what I've seen from them, big dudes, electric on the mound. Like this team, I think could end up being ranked as soon as the end of this week. I think D1 Baseball or whoever else is putting out top 25 rankings, they should see what this team has and immediately go, oh, top 25 team in the country. No doubt.
Well, the storylines that we've talked about all year, Ben, like, I don't even know if that's a hand-up situation, because we joke about it. There were probably 3 to 5 coaches in the country that knew what they had going into the season. We can lie and say, hey, our top 25 is bona fide. We know what we got. 3 to 5 coaches go, I'm really confident with what we got. The rest are going, let's roll the dice. Hopefully this new group of kids blends together well. Liberty's a school with a ton of money, and with the portal wide open, not saying that they're throwing money at the problem, but the turnaround can happen quickly. New coach, new kids. I didn't realize kid with the game-winning 2-run double, Michael Robertson. Florida made that just sick catch. He almost one-ups freaking Cantarella to walk things off. He hits the game winner. He was a defensive guy. They get that guy to go to Liberty. He was pretty dang good at Florida. That's a really interesting team that I don't know if I slept on. You just were trying to feel everybody out, and they have been felt, and they have made an impact early.
100%. The last note that I have from the midweek, Georgia Southern comes back and wins a game against Georgia. Yeah, Georgia Southern comes back and wins a game against Georgia Tech, right? Backwards. Georgia Tech. I knew as I was saying it, I was like, I'm saying this backwards. Georgia Tech comes back, wins a game at Georgia Southern, and Jalen Payton, who I thought was a huge draft prospect in the 2023 draft. I think he ends up getting hurt, misses all of last year, maybe pitches hurt last year, but comes in and gets the save against his former team. That was cool to see. And we also got to see Drew Burress just moonshot, and one of the prettiest swings in baseball. I'm including Major League Baseball players here too. There's just something that Drew Burress does that's just it's aesthetically pleasing to the eye. And I mean, who knows? Georgia Tech 4-0 this year against 4 Sun Belt teams. They sweep Old Dominion. They beat Georgia Southern. Great start for the Yellow Jackets.
100%.
We're all just going to nod. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Jack, you can go ahead and turn that TV off behind you.
I mean,
did USA just lose?
Yeah, bad guys won.
Oh, no.
Sorry, eh?
And there goes America continuing to care about hockey for another 3 weeks. Good job.
I did have a thought, by the way. I had a thought. If we want to grow the sport of college baseball, right, and obviously UC is going, and I'm 99% sure that the only reason people watched hockey tonight was because there were 3 fights in the first 9 seconds. I think that college baseball teams around the country should designate one guy in every dugout that we can bring out, not saying for in-game entertainment, but just to get the boys juiced a little bit. Give up an 8 spot. Hey, William and Mary, Rhode Island, instead of giving up 36 and 22 runs, why not, to slow the game down a little bit, we go to our designated bully, and they just come out, foot in the bucket, and it's almost like sumo wrestler style, right? First guy to get pushed out of the I don't even know. I don't want to say batter's box. I'm saying the whole halo. First guy to get pushed out loses. You get like a free run or something.
Well, I mean, Jack, that happens basically every rain delay. So make sure we televise all the rain delays, and then we got that.
Yeah.
I'm talking real ball.
College baseball has gotten so soft that there is no more rain delays. This brings up a good point, Noah. I'm glad you brought this up. There are no more rain delays in this sport. They just cancel games or postpone it now. Did you notice that? All around the country, 0 rain delays, but like 25 postponements. Like, let's get the boys out there. Let's get them hot. Let's get them loose. Make this injury prone. And, let's play the first 3 innings in pissing down rain, and then let's call the game.
I mean, Michigan and Louisville played in a blizzard 2 years ago.
Yeah. not my college baseball. We're getting too soft. Like, let's play in some rain delays now.
Do you remember
Lane
Midweek
Burrows? Hey,
baseball?
Lane Burrows should be the lead spokesman. He knows all about bullshit rain delay. Cough, 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 cough. Oxford, Mississippi.
Oh yeah, that was last year, right?
2 years ago.
Do you guys have anything else from the midweeks before we move on?
Nope. That's pretty much it. I think we nailed it.
All right, cool,
Ooh,
cool.
Oh, I have one before we move on. Do you mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dimitri scotch-free runs away from a guaranteed Uber Eats trip for me with Simo and Austin P. Scotch-free.
Yeah.
No rain delay. We do get a snow delay, but no, I think we are on to something. I think the Uber Eats wager is something that we're going to have to add to our portfolio.
Hey, we'll run it back. We're going to run it back.
Okay. I feel good about it.
Running it back. Okay. So we have some pretty good weekend tournaments this week, and we're going to start in Arlington for the Shriners 2.0. I don't even know if Shriners is sponsoring this one or not. Who is the sponsor for the Arlington?
Couldn't tell you, but I know it's not.
Okay. Well, it's an elite
college baseball
casting
series
team.
is what it's called.
Is it a Minute Maid? Is it an orange juice?
Nope.
No.
That's next week.
It's in Arlington, and it's Michigan, Arkansas, Kansas State, and fill in the fourth team for me. Can't do it off the top of my head. TCU. One of the best groups of four that you could come up with right now. Obviously, Kansas State struggled this past week, but between Arkansas, TCU, and Michigan, three of the better resumes in college baseball. And it's just a traditional four-team round robin. And I don't expect these teams to play their hearts out to try to win every single game and overthrow pitchers. But at the same time, they know how important these games are to their RPI. And you might see some starters extend out to 100, maybe 105 pitches this week. And you might see the same bullpen guy throw twice in a weekend. So I think it's important to all four of these teams just because of, you're looking at a team like TCU. This might be the difference between hosting a regional and not hosting a regional. Same thing for Michigan. Maybe not hosting a regional, but getting an at-large or locking up a spot as an at-large or not. So thoughts here. I guess we don't even have to do thoughts. We could really just pick our winners. Who do you think is going to win each tournament? Noah?
I feel good about that.
Go ahead, Noah.
All right. Well, I'll jump out and get in front of it. Not sure how many Michigan fans are traveling for this one. There's a big interstate basketball rivalry Friday night that Michigan is hosting, so a lot of the fanatics will probably be at Chrysler Arena for that one. So I think we can cross Michigan off because the contingency is not going to be there very strong. And albeit Kansas State, that storyline Friday night against Arkansas is going to be super strong as they were at the forefront of basically knocking out Arkansas, even though Simo did it. Shout out Simo to Dimitri there. But K-State, I think just off of the first weekend vibes, I'm not going to pick them either. It's down to TCU, Arkansas. I think Arkansas's got the pitching to be able to last. And I was there at Globe Life. There weren't, a ton of offense. And when it was offense, it was the long ball. But by most part, it was, stringing hits together and scratching across runs that way. I think Arkansas, for the most part, is going to be able to limit that best. So give me the Hogs. It's not a very creative pick, but I think they'll challenge TCU for the most fans there, and I'll take Arkansas.
Like it.
Yeah. I would be shocked if any of us disagreed with that. As far as on paper, it looks like TCU versus Arkansas, whoever wins that game is going to win this tournament. And I'm actually going to go with TCU. I think what they did in San Diego last week was equally as impressive, if not more impressive than what a lot of teams did around last weekend. And even though they're down Ben Aldebet, how do you pronounce his last name? Abelt. There we go. The projected number one starters out. I think this team is deep, and they're just playing with just swag and spunk. So give me TCU.
That's cool. Arkansas. Nothing else.
I'd like to say spunk word of the day. That's a good one.
Spunk
word of the day. But no, I don't want this to go by the wayside though. I don't know if we've broken this down yet. For those that are watching at home, they've got a weird suspicion of who you root for. But tell the viewers at home, sell me on Big Blue Nation. I want to be a believer in Big Ten baseball this year. Sell me on Michigan baseball.
Well, hopefully we're hoping the pitching's better. It was very good opening weekend. I mean, I don't think Virginia's offense showed up that first weekend. There was kind of a couple lower scoring games. We were expecting that lineup to be able to do a little bit more damage, but Dylan Vignew, David Lally are 2 weekend arms that are kind of, high voltage in a way, like mid 90s fastballs and good stuff. But Kurt Barr and Gavin DeVoe are the two pitchability arms that I love. DeVoe, by the way, Ohio State transfer. So let's not let that one go by the wayside. But those two guys were great. DeVoe had a bullpen appearance against the Cavs, against the Wahoos. He went on the entire weekend because he started against Stetson, 7.1 with 9 strikeouts, and then Barr had 8 strikeouts against Rice. So I like those two arms quite a bit. And then Mitch Voigt is like the guy offensively. There's a lot of new pieces in this lineup, but Mitch Voigt, Jonathan Kim, both of them batted over 470, and Voigt had 2 bombs with 7 RBI this weekend. So that's your Michigan rundown.
Oh, fire me up. I'm all in. Punch out pitchers early. I feel like give teams problems. With that being said, I think – Dimitri, you probably got the most accurate pick. I'm riding with Ben, though, man. I feel like this is a statement weekend for TCU. It's in their backyard. They're going to have their fans travel down the road. Shout out to the Lumpton Drinking Club. I think Anthony Silva is starting to rock and roll. And to Dimitri's point, like I became a big believer in San Diego baseball last year. So I do not think that was a fluke of what TCU just did to them. And I think it said a lot more about the Frogs than it did San Diego. So this feels like an opportunity for TCU to go, hey, boys, we're for real. We're for real. We don't give a damn about the Hogs. We're for real. So I'll take the boys in purple this weekend too.
Guys, the Razorback bullpen is too damn
so good. So good.
Give Arkansas. That's it.
Is Arkansas going to be able to score runs in that giant field?
Why do you need to score runs if you don't give up any?
Can't win if you don't score.
Because Kirk Saarloos will be wearing flip-flops. Got freaking magic flops in that damn building. Let's go.
Hey, Noah, I wanted to bring this up to you. I was looking at Michigan's schedule. If they go 2-1 in this tournament, they honestly have, in my opinion, a path to host a regional. Bear with me.
Oh my God, Ben, we're not doing
bear
this.
with me. They get they get Nebraska and Indiana to finish the year, I believe, and they have Oregon like 2 weeks before that. So that the 9 of their last 12 games are like notable games that will like catch people's attention too. And if they go, this is so much of like foreseeing the future or whatever, but they go 8-3 8-4 in those 12 games and win the Big Ten. They go and win the Big Ten tournament. We could have a regional host in Michigan.
Well, I'd be there. I would be there then. I like watching the regional from the house. That way I can get as many screens on as possible. But it's a nice ballpark, good press box. I think it sits. I mean, when you look it up on Wikipedia, I think it sits 5,000. I have no idea if that's actually true. The most I've probably seen is like 500. But yeah, come up to the north where it's like 55 degrees in late May, early June, and let's go.
And what got me thinking about that is because there's a fourth thing you need to know, Noah. You have to root for Hawaii to host a regional.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And we're going to try to.
If you didn't know, my cousin was on the dance team at Hawaii, so I'm all in on the Bows.
Yeah,
love that.
What a cool life. That's all we needed to hear. That's way better than baseball. That's awesome.
Yeah. And to make my point together, hold on, Jack. To make my point together is like, does Hawaii have what it takes? Like, does their schedule have what it takes to host a regional? Probably not. We're going to try to speak it into existence, but the way that Michigan's schedule is laid out, I do think there is a chance if they check. Step 1 is complete. Sweep that Puerto Rico tournament. Now go out and win 2 out of 3 this weekend. Jack, what were you going to say? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, I did the same thing. We were stepping on each other's toes. What do I do you want better, Noah? May 3rd and 4th. I'm calling a boxing match on Friday, May the 2nd. May 3rd, the 4th. If Michigan and Ohio State are both in the, let's say, top 5 of the Big Ten, do the boys rendezvous in Columbus for a little home field action? Rep the brand, show up, and do a little Michigan, Ohio State in Columbus. Say yes. What do we think?
Are you asking me or Noah?
I'm asking Ben. I know Noah's in, Ben's in, Dimitri's across the world. All right, book it. Top 5. I'll see y'all in Columbus.
11.7 making 2 Columbus trips in a 7-month span. ABCA 2025.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, because we'll have ABCA the next year. All right, cool. Next tournament, Round Rock. It's you guys are gonna have to help me. I think it's Minnesota, it's Virginia, it's
Oregon State,
an SEC school. Who is it?
Oregon State, isn't it?
And I should have wrote this down.
I probably should.
The SEC school's escaping me.
I'll take care of it for you. I'll take care of it for you.
Pulled up. Oklahoma. That's who it is.
That doesn't count.
SEC quotation mark.
Yeah, SEC team. So I mean, this is a fun tournament too. Like Round Rock, are they still the Express or did they change their name? Round Rock Express.
Carbach Round Rock Classic.
Yeah, it's a good tournament. Always is. Nice field. The Austin locals show up, and then I'm sure these teams will travel. I know Oklahoma will. Virginia will. Who was the other team in it? Oregon.
Hey, is this the field with the lazy river around it?
I
don't think so.
No.
Or the lazy river in the outfield?
They have a pool in the outfield. Right field.
Or whatever, the old lazy river pool, something in the outfield. This is it, right?
I think so. I know there's a pool out there. I don't know. But, all right, let's pick our winners. For me, I'll go first. How cool is it that Oklahoma is starting a pair of brothers on the weekend? Was it Tyson and Malachi Witherspoon?
Malachi.
Oh, Malachi. Malachi. Sorry. Malachi Witherspoon. Kyson Witherspoon. And then they're number 3.
Wait.
How about Cam Johnson, the LSU transfer who was projected first rounder out of high school, like just Mr. America in high school baseball? He actually transfers to go play for Skip up at Oklahoma. And I'll tell you what, I'm a believer in this starting rotation. I think that they can be together all year long and win series. Try to beat the Witherspoon brothers twice. I dare you. Ain't happening. So I'll take Oklahoma. Virginia didn't wow me, and I was high on Virginia to enter the year. Those bats will get going.
3 games.
Yeah, it's 3 games, but like I need to see the bats going a little bit.
Evan Blanco also not slated to go this weekend either for the Who's.
Is he? Wait, what's his deal? Arm problem or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was good.
Well, I mean, ain't nobody beating Oregon State. Let's just be clear there. Like, Ben,
wait,
I think
I completely forgot Oregon State was in this.
No, you already locked me.
There it is. There it is.
I'm with Dimitri on this one too.
I want to reverse what I just said. Give me Oregon State. That team looks unbeatable.
Mister, hey, pick your shirt up and repeat after me, please. Pick your shirt up and repeat after me.
Who are you talking to? Me?
You pick your shirt up and go like this. Repeat after me.
What do you want?
No, like this. Do this.
Thank God you're still not thinking about that.
Say, repeat after me. I do not know ball.
What gives you the right, sir? I said I forgot they were in this tournament.
I thought you were like you love content. This is content.
Oklahoma will finish second in this tournament.
Attaboy. All right. I love Oklahoma's weekend rotation. Kyson Witherspoon changed his arm action. He looks even better than he was last year. He was 96-99 last year, 96-99 this year. Better command. Looks really good. He's going to be a top 20 pick by the end of the year. His brother, he's going to probably move up draft boards really fast. He looks really good. Cam Johnson is just the cherry on the top. I mean, in this rotation, like this is probably a top 20, top 10, whatever you want to call it, starting rotation in the country. That's how talented they are. How good they'll be this year, who knows? We'll see. But they're you just can't bet. You can't bet against Oregon State. I mean, that 1 through 9, the lineup's loaded. They've got everything they need. It's just Oregon State. That's just how they are every year.
Is it me, or do you want to go first?
Well,
Yeah.
Who wants to
Vamos. I'm done messing on people's feet. I'll take. Give me the Who's. I think it's Oregon State's to win, but I've been too nice to Los Beavs of late. I haven't seen a nice GIF in a while. Oregon State. Come on, Los Beavs. Give me your best work. Give me your best work, Los Beavs. Come on. Give me the Who's. I do think it's fun to take Virginia, especially when everyone's kind of out on them. Like Bennett, same thing. Like they were very unimpressive. They got like 4 guys on the Golden Spikes watch list. To me, like we know they're coming. It's just a matter of when. They might get tripped up this weekend, but we know they've already booked their reservations for Omaha later this year. So I'm not worried about this group. It's just a matter of when they break out. I'd love to see Henry Godbout get it going at the plate. I think that kid's really special at second base for him. The easy pick is the Beavs, but we need, speaking of content, we need Los Beavs to start crapping all over me again. So I'll take UVA.
Yeah, I don't think before Noah goes, I don't think anybody needs to worry about Virginia. They're going to be just fine.
No, they're fine. They're fine.
They'll be fine, but I do think there is a little bit of a weakness without Blanco in the rotation. And Arroyo, I was kind of expecting to be in the weekend rotation. It's not. Bryson Moore is in there. He did well. And we'll see what happens this weekend. I like Oregon State, though. And I don't even know if Nelson Keljo, their Friday night guy, is their best guy. Dax, he looked really impressive. But also they had Ethan Kleinschmidt on Sunday, who looked good. 3 lefties, by the way. That was one thing that I wanted to mention. Dimitri mentioned that, like, lefties galore in the SEC all over the country this year. That is a huge trend. The Big Ten, all of their best arms are lefties. You have to go like 5 or 6 arms deep to get a right. Mason McConaughey. I think there's a ton of good southpaws across the country. So all of that to say, give me Oregon State because of the lineup, and I really like this rotation.
Yeah. I can't believe that I went on a 5-minute rant about Oklahoma and then just really whipped that Oregon State was in the tournament. My bad. But honestly, how cool of a tournament is it? And Minnesota probably won't win a game, but they did play Houston tough opening weekend, and a lot of people were high on Houston. Maybe they surprise and win a game. I think if you ask the Minnesota coaches, are you happy going 1-2? They'd probably say no publicly, but privately, they'd probably be like, oh, yeah, that's fine.
Especially that's what's his name is first. It's his first season as head coach, replacing Anderson.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like 47 years in Minnesota.
Yeah.
All right, come on, move on. Enough of these.
All right, we're moving on. The last tournament we're going to do, because I don't really care about the other ones, is the Jacksonville tournament. Now, Jack is going to probably be Kirk Herbstreit here and defer to no pick. And we'll let him talk about his preview in a second. You get Coastal Carolina, who looked amazing the first 4 games. Alabama beat the hell out of whoever they played last week. They were swinging the bats. NC State, we know all about NC State. They just lost a heartbreaker to Liberty in the midweek, but talented group. And then Ohio State, who played Arizona State really tough last week, scored a bunch of runs. They just – the pitchers could not get the Comptons and the Jacksons of the world out. Tip of cap, whatever. I think it's going to be a lot of fireworks. I think this ballpark plays pretty small, and we're going to see a lot of runs scored. And it's going to be about who can have the big inning offensively and then just get lucky and get 3 outs, and keep the momentum. My pick to win the tournament, I will say I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna see what Dimitri says first because it's.
Well, I think you can make an argument for all 4 of these teams, like a very convincing argument for all 4 of these teams. Alabama's got really good pitching this year. I think that's one of their secret weapons. Like they've got a lot of velo, they've got a lot of gas on the mound, and velo win. I think the savvy pick here is probably Alabama to win this. I think the safe pick here is NC State or Coastal. I mean, you could go, but I think I'm going to go with Alabama here.
Give me Coastal. I'm believing in the chance.
Oh yeah,
I like Coastal. I did not like them to start the year. I saw them play in their tournament. They looked really good against Kansas State, Washington. They looked good in their midweek. Actually, no, they got blown out in their midweek against College of Charleston. I got them mixed up there for a second. But I don't know. Like, Coastal, let's be offensive. Score some runs.
Here. Let me say one thing about Coastal. Last year, they probably had one of the best lineups in the country. I mean, they could put up 10 runs on you in the blink of an eye. They had one of the best, most developed, just whatever you want to call it, lineup. Pitching was atrocious. This year, lineup is a little bit down. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just a little bit down compared to last year. Still a really good lineup. Pitching is better. So, honestly, if the lineup can, put up 5, 6, 7 runs consistently, this team's going to win 40 games this year. So that's basically what it comes down to for Coastal. It's just how consistent and how high can their ceiling be offensively, because their pitching is better than years past.
I think the Alabama lineup is sneaky as well. Dimitri talked about the pitching. When I previewed that team, I thought actually the lineup might carry the day. They were top 4 in a couple of offensive categories last year in the SEC. I think they are going to be a solid group once again. That's kind of Rob Vaughn's calling card there. They're definitely going to be a player here. I'm with Ben, though. I like Coastal Carolina. The Alabama-Coastal game on Friday, I think is huge. And Colin McKay, who's the Virginia transfer, is going to go for Coastal in that game 1 against Bama. So I think they've got a good arm going up against them. It's a nice spot, too. After getting blown out, you're going to come out a little bit hungry, ready to go, and win that one. And then NC State Coastal on Sunday is going to be a firefight as the tournament cap, the final game down there that Jack will be on the call for. That one's going to be a lot of fun. So I foresee it seeing Coastal being 2-0 going in that NC State game, and I'm going to hope that they slug their way through it and go 3-0 and win this thing.
I think Ohio State battle, boys.
Oh yeah, they will.
definitely.
They'll be ready.
Definitely.
So Jack, what did you see at practices today? Give us the vibes.
Ben was right, man. I'm not going to make a pick, but the vibes were, man, it was gorgeous day here in Jacksonville. What was so overwhelming was every single practice seemed to take on the same kind of aura. And again, this isn't pandering towards these coaches just because I had awesome conversations with them. But when you look at this slate of teams, you're never going to count any of them out in a dogfight because of the guys leading the way. When you talk about some of the youngest, brightest stars in our game, Justin Harris should have Ohio State ready. And just because it didn't go their way in Arizona last weekend, like they go, hey, back to work. Here's the deal. He's got everybody on his staff that came with them from Campbell. They get off the bus. They know exactly what their duties are. They're right back into the thick of it. Ohio State is in really good hands. Then when you look at Alabama, well, Coach Vaughn, in my opinion, what he did last year with a program that felt like it was up against the ropes, right? They're just hanging on for dear life in that 12th round in a heavyweight fight. He goes, hey, it's just baseball. Let's have some fun. And if you look at some of the pieces that came into his program, it's a testament to that free will that he coaches and plays with. So Coach Vaughn and what he's done at Bama, they seem like a dark horse. I'm not saying they're going to have as successful as year as Kentucky last year, but they feel like that team that's flying under the radar. Everyone's talking about Justin LeBron, and rightfully so. But you forget about a guy like Brady Neal that showed up on campus that's done masterful work behind the plate with that pitching staff. So they're a really fun team. And then when you obviously look at Coastal, the legend has stepped away, but they stay within house and nothing changes, right? And to Dimitri's point, Coastal Carolina is going to be so much better on the mound this year. They've got some flamethrowers that are underclassmen that are only going to get better week in and week out. They're going to be really competitive this weekend. Ben, I love that pick. And then when you round things out, it's the guy that keeps going back to Omaha. They lost a lot of veteran leadership last year, but Elliott Avent and an NC State, they're in a good spot again. The ACC is going to be up for grabs, but with Avent and that staff, I know we talked about D-Rock and Jacob Duden, but even Fritton and Marone, they return a ton of innings. Even though they lose a ton, they're going to be a lot better on the mound. So there's your breakdown for me. But here's this. I've been thinking about this all day. We knew we were going to be jumping on this pod. And I was thinking about kind of this broadcast. I'm excited as heck. It's going to be absolutely sick. Some of the best teams in the country. And I want to incentivize the people to tune in and buy the D1 baseball subscription. It's an add-on. So if you don't have a subscription, you can still buy it for just the weekend and come hang out with me. And the 11.7 fans are as loyal as they come in college baseball. So here's what I'm going to do. If you are tuning in and watching and you show me that you've got the subscription for the weekend, jump in those DMs and give me a word, and I'll use it in the broadcast this weekend.
Any word?
As long as it's PG appropriate and we can rock and roll with it, go and show D1 some love. Hang out with us this weekend. 4 sweet teams. You send me a word. I'll show you I'm listening, and I'll sneak it in the broadcast some point this weekend. That feels fair.
I love it. Great idea. Yeah, you guys go root Jack on. That's how we
I might Uber Eats you just out of pure kindness. I might Uber Eats you some food into the press box this weekend.
Yeah, in the Uber Eats directions, just say walk up to the press box. I have a fun game for us before we get into the weekend series pick'em. It's called which team is more likely to lose a game this week, like not sweep. Is it Tennessee and Samford? Like, does Samford beat Tennessee once? Solid team out of the SoCon. Is it VCU against Clemson or at Clemson? Is it Omaha at LSU? Dayton at Florida? Cal Poly at Texas A&M? Or is it – who was it? I just passed them up. It was another – Dartmouth at Texas.
Easy. Cal Poly at Texas A&M. Okay.
Number 1 team in the country does not sweep.
They will not sweep.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I'm going to go with Florida. And I do love
Coward.
the Gators.
Coward.
My aunt played basketball for the Gators, so I'm just dropping all of this family knowledge on you guys and my rooting interests. But I feel like they are like, okay, we got the monkey off our back. You know, we got the midweek W against Jacksonville. We didn't drop the opening series like they did against St. John's last year. And it's Dayton that eventually gets them. New head coach over there for the Flyers. Watch out. I don't know. That's my pick.
Love it.
Picking on the Gator, coward.
You're such a wiener. All right. I think Samford might be the best mid-major team you mentioned, but folks, I think we forgot. We haven't done a lot. I mean, excuse me. Maybe I haven't. Tennessee's so good. Tennessee's so good. Because they're so good. So that ain't happening. I was going to take Dayton and for really just for one reason other than the fact that the A10 just means more. It just means more. But I'm going to go VCU over Clemson. Young coach, house money, statement spot. I think Clemson's really good, but maybe trying to figure some things out on Sunday. I'll take VCU. Still, an A10 means
you know what happened when black and gold teams go to Clemson?
I don't. What black and gold team are you referring to?
Black and gold, Clemson, John Reese Plumlee going to Clemson.
UCF.
Oh yeah, didn't they sweep them last year?
They swept them and then ran down the hill in Death Valley.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was 2 years ago.
2 years
ago. 2 years back at his first year. After that, they turned it around. But yeah, speaking of Clemson, Dane Moeller, their stud freshman that they were expecting to be in the weekend rotation, out with an arm injury. So
guys, Cal Poly is legit.
God, that was good.
Hey, Cal Poly, San Jose State.
That was
I'm
better,
forgetting a
though.
couple. They might be peeking into our mid-major top 25 on Sunday night.
Love it. I'll take Samford. That was like the whole point of this whole segment. Look, I was supposed to stop saying the word look before I spoke. I think this is a very big potential look-ahead spot for Tennessee. They've been coasting, putting up 15, 20 runs a game, almost 30 runs a game last midweek. And like they're looking ahead to that Houston Shriners College Classic next weekend. Things are kind of easy. Sanford's pesky. They know how to play baseball, well coached, and pretty old team, pretty salty team. I think Samford gets a win and kind of humbles Tennessee a little bit. That would be my prediction. I would not be surprised if Tennessee outscores them 80-4 this weekend. Would not be surprised.
Did you just say an Tony Vitello team is going to get caught looking ahead? Come on, man. You don't know ball.
Looking at their schedule, they're legitimately going to start like 21-0.
Take your shirt up. No ball.
Ben, do you not see what's happened? He's taken all of his energy at Southern Miss last week, and he's directing it directly at you. That's what's happening right now.
This is not a shot at Tennessee. This is more me just saying Samford's way better than maybe Samford.
You just went for Tennessee jugular right there. You don't know ball. Tennessee fan, release the Kraken on him. Attack. I am allowing you to attack.
Just imagine all those videos of the walk-off grand slam against Wright State that are about to pop in.
Yeah. I had Wright State money line that game too. Just crushed me.
I had them winning that regional.
I did, I think.
Can I make one final mid-major point before we move on to the weekend series pick'em?
Yeah.
Are we still in agreement that if ECU takes 2 from North Carolina this weekend, George Mason gets in the top 25?
Yes.
Just 1 week. We're good with that?
Yep.
Can I tell you the scariest thing imaginable?
Wait, time out. I don't know if we can do that.
No, you already agreed to it, brother.
We agreed to it.
But Georgetown had other plans.
It doesn't matter. We already agreed to it. But I will tell you this. Talk about look ahead and trap series. It's going to be 22 degrees in DC this weekend. George Mason at home against St. Peter's. It would be if they drop 2 or 3 St. Peter's, but ECU takes 2 or 3 from North Carolina, and you guys have to put them in the top 25. Might be the best weekend ever.
If George Mason might solely be the responsibility why ECU's RPI is like the lowest.
Can you say go Cox for St. Peter?
No.
Why not?
No.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I didn't know if Cox just
Rumor
to Cox.
Rumor has it that they've set up a round robin next season. If St. Peter's can take care of business, they'll head out to Sacramento to take on the Ball State Ballers, Sacramento and St. Peter's for the round robin guy.
The Peacock.
That was so funny. So I made the tweet, but I will give 100% credit to the DM that I got. I don't even know. I think he said he didn't even want to be known. His initials are BR. So thank you, BR, for DMing us and saying this is Manscaped's dream matchup. Ball State.
No, so you didn't come up with it?
Yeah. So shout out to BR. Dimitri, I told him that he could pick something out from our store for free because he sent the viral tweet, or he gave us permission to send out the viral tweet. So he's in our DMs right now.
Tell him to DM me and I'll take care of it.
He already DM'd us. He wants the addictive pocket tee.
Addictive, and he pays attention to private parts and addicted and concerned.
Yeah, just it takes a sick mind to like look at the schedule today and be like, oh, Ball State's playing Sac State.
And did you guys see the video that some dude replied with?
Yeah, the 2.5 men clip. Don't play it. Don't play it. Don't play it. Do not play it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get.
I know you can see his brain racing.
We're not getting another copyright strike.
Even
though we don't make money.
Clips, dude. You can play clips.
No, we're not doing it.
Can you settle this once and for all?
You can, but it's not worth the hassle.
No, what the hell?
I told him it's
not worth us just sitting here listening to it and sitting like this. If they want to see it, we retweeted it. Go watch the clip. It's funny. Anyways, we're an hour in. We need to make our weekend series pick 'em picks. I will lead us off, and we're going to start with San Diego at Arizona. Two teams that came into the season with high expectations, and they still do. They both just kind of played like crap last week. San Diego swept by TCU. Arizona scores 3 runs in Dallas and gets swept. Someone's got to win the series. So I'm picking San Diego. Mid-major love. Got to give love to the Toreros. Even though Arizona's at home, they hit a lot. Traditionally hit a lot better at home. I'm just going to believe in the mid-major guy here.
Somebody else go ahead.
Well, after seeing the Wildcats in person, it was a rough weekend. On paper, they had the two unranked teams in Ole Miss and Louisville, so you would like to have thought, okay, they could have had an all right weekend. They go 0-3. I really thought they struggled hitting left-handed pitching. The two best bats in that lineup, Brennan Summerhill, Mason White, both left-handed sticks. San Diego's entire rotation that they're going to try it out this weekend, right-handers. So I think that's a perfect recipe for a get-right weekend. Give me the Wildcats.
No one needs to start going first because he probably would have convinced me to go Arizona there. But sticking with it.
And by the way, those 3 runs, all
Solo
3
home runs.
solo tanks. Mason White 2, Brennan Summerhill.
Hey, if you guys are not familiar with Brendan Summerhill, go watch his highlight video on our prospect draft board or whatever. The dude's got a sweet swing. Reminds me of Chase Davis a little bit, but it's a pretty swing. It's a really pretty swing. Go watch his highlights.
I love Brendan Summerhill. I was so high on Arizona coming into the season. I gave him out as a national championship.
You did.
Tweeted that out. Yeah, I tweeted that out, and a lot of people had fun.
I have Arizona making it to Omaha in my Omaha 8. I love San Diego. San Diego resident here. I love the Toreros, but I think that the Arizona team just got their teeth kicked in opening weekend, and it was a big fucking slice of humble pie. And I think they're going to be ready to go this weekend. Give me the Wildcats. Easy pick.
Love that pick. I'll take Arizona as well. I think it's a bounce back weekend. I think they'll play much better at home. I think they're just a little overwhelmed. San Diego's really talented, but I'll take Zona.
I love it. 3 against 1. Let's go, Toreros. Next series, UC Irvine Anteaters versus the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Texas Tech played really well last week at UNC, at least in my opinion. They got swept, but they hung in with, my opinion, top 5 team in the country easily. And to go on the road and do what they did impressed me a little bit. Like, they didn't get blown out. Now they're at home. We know they love playing ball at home in Lubbock, but there's just something about this UC Irvine team that I love. Jack got to see him in person last week, and I want to say, is Martinez coming back this week?
It was a hamstring issue, so I don't know how long that's going to keep him out. Those naggies.
He doesn't need a hamstring to hit bombs in Lubbock. Ball fly.
Hey, I'll say this because I'm taking Irvine too. They impressed me without him.
Yeah,
they put up 9 runs on or 8 runs on Vandy. They lit up McConaughey on Friday from Nebraska.
They were one pitch away from beating Vandy. Like they should have won that game. So yeah, I'm taking the Anteaters.
Give me Irvine. I'm taking UC Irvine as well. Texas Tech didn't hit for shit all weekend in Chapel Hill. Yes, Carolina's got a great pitching staff. It was freezing tits cold, but give me Irvine. Anteaters thrive in the desert.
I got to be honest with you, Ben. I know you hate it, and that GIF that they made that someone tagged me in my mentions of saying "Don't know ball" is gonna it's gonna be beautifully rich all year. Every time Noah opens his damn mouth, all I think is ball. Anybody I blush a little bit when Noah starts to talk. It also reminds me how little I know about college baseball. I mean, this is beautiful. This is like Picasso with a paintbrush watching Noah go to work right now. He's got every injury breakdown. I'm all in. With that being said, congratulations to Texas Tech. I also will be taking UC Irvine. That's our first clean sweep of the board, guaranteeing Lubbock a first-time win. Give me the Anteaters, though. Chase Call was one of the more impressive kids I saw all weekend last year in Phoenix. He was big league at bats. Hits a bases clearing triple against Vandy. No celly, no fist pump. Been there, done that. Helping erase that 5-0 lead, man. He was really impressive. I'll take the Eaters, guaranteeing Texas Tech win this weekend.
100%. Texas Tech win this weekend.
Can you guys imagine 3-4 years ago, all 3 of us were picking UC Irvine to beat Texas Tech in Lubbock? What?
No.
What?
This reminded me of a movie.
I believe the social media kids, aka us, say it's going to hit like crack when we see the Texas Tech graphic of all four of us picking Irvine, and then Tech wins
That's
2.
why we love you, Noah.
Hey,
We need some youngins in this 11.7 team.
We do. You're keeping us fresh. Hey, no, how do we make sure when Texas Tech sweeps this series easily that Texas Tech admin uses this clip as a yo, boys, we were the fuel that lit the fire. Yeah? Okay.
Guns up.
I'm all in. Hey, boys, I'll go like this. I'll go like this with the anteater
Timeout
underneath. Ben, Dimitri, don't do timeout. Do this. There you go. All right, good.
Hey,
there you go. That's the shot.
Go ahead and go take Nicaragua live money line. It's about that time.
Golly.
Hypothetically.
Hey, Dimitri, when you were saying do your whole what? Do that again.
Oh.
When you said what?
What?
It reminded me of my favorite movie, the Internship, when they're doing the interview and they're like, first we were stuck in a blender.
Yes.
Now we're saving lives. What? Now we're saving lives.
What?
Great movie. Anyways, here's the granddaddy of them all: La Tech versus Southern Miss. These guys don't like each other. In fact, these two, they're not even in the same conference anymore, and they still hate each other. And it's in Hattiesburg. Louisiana Tech, Lane Burroughs and the guys are going to travel down to Hattiesburg, and we're going to see some good, clean baseball on both sides. Neither team makes a lot of mistakes. Both teams have two guys in the lineup that can go deep at any moment, but other than that, not a lot of long ball threats. And you're going to have pitchers that throw strikes. If you're new to college baseball and you just want to watch good, clean baseball, this is the Cleveland Guardians versus the give me another MLB team that doesn't make mistakes. The Houston Astros.
Tigers.
Did you say Astros too? Love it.
No, he said Detroit Tigers.
Oh,
it's just the AL Central. We're gonna pitch and we're not gonna hit. Type of aspect, but they won't make mistakes on defense.
Every part of me wants to take La Tech because of the huge win that Southern Miss had in the midweek, but I can't be taking La Tech wearing a Southern Miss shirt.
No, dude, you have to do it. You should. I was hoping.
So give me Southern Miss,
Louisiana Tech, and just not mention the shirt, and just be like, "Yeah, I'm taking Louisiana Tech." Man,
nope.
You swing the miss again.
This will come down to a rubber match. I will guarantee that. It will be 1-1 going into Sunday. 100%. I wish that could be my pick.
What if the rubber match is Friday? Because every pitcher on both of these staffs dealt basically opening weekend and in the midweek. But Grant Hubka of Louisiana Tech and JB Middleton both kind of succumb to the Friday night jitters a little bit. I think Friday matters the most. And just playing in the weekend series challenge for the last 2 years, and now this one being 3, the home teams kind of run the show. It's like a 75%, 80% clip. Don't fade the facility. We're going Pete Taylor Park.
Print the shirts.
This guy doesn't miss.
Shirts. Don't fade the facility.
Guy's been here for 24 hours. He's better than all of you. Better than me. Better than the Rizzler. Better than the Needler. He's the best. Good God.
Jack, make your pick.
Yeah, dude, you got to be petrified up there, aren't you? Petrified.
At this point, Dimitri, you just got to go with the bit and just keep picking against
Jack, make your pick.
Dude, you're going to learn so much about the Riz God. Let's put the pressure on him. The Pete and the Love Shack, 2 facilities, as Mr. Noah has informed me, magical places. I'm going to go with the home squad. I'm going to put the pressure on him. For no other reason, I want to watch this kid shake a little bit. Give me Southern Miss. I think JB Middleton steps up and shines under the lights, Noah. Riz God, to you.
Tingles. What are we feeling in the air? Ooh. All right. Love Shack. Like Jack said, well said. Pete Taylor Park. Pete Taylor Magic. Preseason, week 2, 2 completely different seasons.
I'm out. What was that? Love Shack. Like Jack, well said, Jack.
I'm trying to spread love here. I'm trying to spread positive vibes.
Yeah,
Southern Miss fans, be
I'm about to pee
accepting, be
myself.
kind.
Love Shaq. Well said, Jack.
Love Shaq.
So
P. Taylor
rowdy.
Park. Well said. He brought it up. Bro, leave me alone. Give me
You're
the Southern Miss
stalling.
Golden Eagle. I can't. I just can't do it.
You pansy
I cannot
ass.
pick. I
You're
cannot. I
such
do
a
not have
pansy.
cojones big enough to pick Louisiana Tech in the spot. I just don't have the balls big enough to do it. I just can't do it.
Pansy.
Give me Southern Miss.
You're such a.
Haha, so funny. Move along. South Florida, Georgia Southern. South Florida goes to Statesboro this weekend. I love Georgia
He
Southern.
doesn't want
to.
He doesn't want to endure another weekend of USM fans.
This is the first time I've cried on this podcast in a long time, dude. You're the content machine, Dimitri. Nobody does it better. Nobody does it better. That was awesome. All right. So we're all taking Southern Miss.
Yeah, dude.
Scary.
Dude,
Love that.
he just wanted to slide right on in there.
Demetri, here's a content tip for you. Actually, I shouldn't be giving you content tips, but if you were going to take Southern Miss, you should have just gone first. You should have just said immediately, I'm going Southern Miss.
No.
I have no balls.
He had no.
All right. Let me catch my breath. South Florida at Georgia Southern.
I already announced it. I already made my pick. I already announced the series. Get with the program, please.
Oh, I missed it. I was dying over here.
I'm just kidding.
I'll take Georgia Southern at home.
Introduce it.
Don't fade the facilities. Georgia Southern bounce back from the midweek loss to Georgia Tech.
I do like this Georgia Southern team, by the way. I already made my pick with Georgia Southern. I like South Florida too. I think Mitch Hannon's going to build a great program down there. Maybe year one they're going to, be right around 500, maybe a little bit over. I think this team had this shot to compete for the AAC title, but I think Georgia Southern. I think they're a really good team, and they competed with Georgia Tech on Tuesday night, punch for punch. So, give me Georgia Southern, yeah.
I'm going to ride with the Eagles too. Sean Smith, Josh Tate, Cade Parker, that trio opening week, 6 home runs, 15 RBIs. I think Southern's going to be able to get the job done. The Bulls looked pretty damn good opening weekend too, by the way. Taking the series against Iowa, I thought was pretty impressive, but that was a low-scoring tussle. I think Georgia Southern's got the offense the offense capable to win this series here. So give me the Eagles.
All right, here's the deal, boys. I'm going to spare us. Here's a content tip for us. Cannot take 3 in a row clean sweep. So I'll wear this one. But I am curious, Noah, what is Vegas? Who's Vegas like in this guy? Hypothetically, of course.
They're probably going to go with Georgia Southern. For some reason,
Really?
South Florida was picked last in preseason polls.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
God, that makes me love the Bulls even more. I might make him my survivor now. Really? So, okay, cool. So to me, like, it almost feels like a brand play where the big brand, like, it still would feel almost like an upset. Obviously, with the Sun Belt being the number 5 RPI conference in college baseball, it's not. I'll take the Bulls, though, and I feel better about it after that fun factoid. Let's go.
Hey, I think this series comes down to Sunday. I'm really confident that this series will come down to Sunday.
Cool.
Yeah. I think South Florida's Friday guy's legit. I went back.
I'm confident this next series comes down to Sunday, by the way, because the second game's on Sunday.
North Carolina not even at East Carolina. The graphic's wrong. This is a home neutral site, and East Carolina's home game got pushed to Monday. They're postponed on Friday. So their first game is Saturday, which I think is neutral site in Greenville, maybe? No, where is it?
Yeah,
Durham. In
Deep
Durham. Okay. And listen, this is going to be the second week in a row that 90% of our survivors in the weekend series pick'em are going to ride with the Tar Heels. They did it last week with Texas Tech. Very popular pick. If this is this might be unanimous. North Carolina, survivor. Everybody's going to pick against East Carolina. The game theory in my head goes, Ben, you could win
Yeah.
the Survivor
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
The game theory in my head said, hey, they just played 2 really good games, and that's all it takes for you to win. And it's not like I'm going to win the grand prize anyways, right? Like, home field's not giving me the grand prize. Someone else is going to win it. So when everybody loses this week, it's just going to reset and everybody gets a life back. There's no reason in the world anybody should pick East Carolina. Logically, illogically, North Carolina's the best team in the country. Top 5 team in the country. Hands
Yeah.
down.
Okay.
I need somebody to step in here before I take East Carolina, just for fun.
North Carolina, no fucking doubt about it. Slam the book, slam the thing, sell me this fucking pen. It is nothing. It's yes, Carolina blue, Tar Heel blue, North Carolina. Stop thinking about it.
I'm going to do my best, Dimitri. Don't overthink it. Best pitching staff on the Atlantic coast, North Carolina. And there's a reason why I've been bounced in the first 3 weeks of both Survivors. North Carolina Survivor.
Hey, Ben.
This is why I love you, Jack.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, I'll do it if you do it.
Everyone's out. Nobody believes in them. It's going to be a weird Monday morning in the jungle. Kids are going to cancel out of school. Parents are going to get that permission slip signed. They're going to load up for a rubber match. We get to all be degenerates at 1:00 on Monday. And Tuesday night, 11.7 is going to rank the George Mason Patriots in the top 25. No one wants them. And I'll be the guy to ride. Give me the Buccos. East Carolina by a zillion.
Jack, rumor has it Godwin went to church on Wednesday. He went to church, and he said,
That was some Shakespearean stuff right there.
and he said, Lord, if I can just get this one, I'll be happy forever. You never have to send me to Omaha. Just let my friends Ben Upton and Jack DeLongshaw be right. Give me East Carolina and a shocker. That's my Survivor pick, too. I'm going to win it this week.
Shut up.
This week, I'm winning it. I'm winning it this week. 2 good games. That's all it takes.
Ben, why don't we double down? Why don't I put my pencil where my mouth is? How about this? Ben, we got 6 games in Jacksonville, Florida. 6. It's 6 hours and 48 minutes. I already looked it up from the front door of this hotel to the front door of the jungle. Monday morning, I say we drive to the jungle, have ourselves a Monday. Synergy.
They play at 5 p.m. on Monday.
Even better.
If it's a rubber match.
If they split Saturday and Sunday, I will make my debut. I'll pop my cherry. Jungle Nation, hear ye, hear ye. Get me to Monday. Get me. My day job's going to hate it. Don't let me come and hang out with you on
How far is East Carolina from the nearest airport?
6 hours and 48 minutes by vehicle. Me and my mom-mobile Karen will be whipping up, right up 17. I'll be in Greenville if you split. That's 2 proclamations.
How close is Greenville to the nearest airport?
I don't know. I'm not even kidding.
Have an airport?
I looked it up earlier today. Greenville?
It might be Charlotte, right?
It might be a pirate
Does
ship.
Raleigh
You might
have
have to
a-
go
No,
by
wouldn't it
boat.
be like Raleigh?
Dude, why,
Or
Greenville doesn't have,
Take the
Greenville's
boat.
got to have an airport.
Raleigh or Wilmington? It's got to be.
It could be Greenville. How do they have to have an airport? Anyways, I just want this to be known. Look, my 11.7 Survivor pick. I'm winning it this week, fellas. I'm winning it this week. You guys will have to refer to me as the Survivor winner. Boom pick is in. Yes, this is for the bit. Yes, 149 of the 150 are going to take North Carolina. But just give me this one.
Good.
Game theory. College baseball game theory.
All right, let's get to the last one.
All right, Xavier at Liberty.
Baby.
I circled that. This would be my Survivor. I would take Liberty in a heartbeat. If I love Liberty.
Go ahead, Noah.
Liberty.
So Friday is going to be a bullpen day for the Flames. It looks like.
Well, wait, I'm out. Really?
Yeah, because Matheson
Talked about it
started the
earlier.
midweek, and Sunday it looked like it was just kind of Johnny Holstaff for the Flames. So
This guy doesn't miss.
Friday, by I guess my estimation, I think it's going to be multiple arms throwing. So with Matheson going on Sunday. But with that being said, I liked what I saw from Liberty's offense against NC State during the midweek. So I think they can still get after some of these arms from the Musketeers. I'll go Liberty, the Flames.
Ben, why does this feel like every year in the past we start getting hype about a team that we were down on? We go from down to up.
It happened with Campbell last year.
And then they're gonna go down again, and we're gonna be like, dude, we knew it. We should have stuck with our gut. We should have been down on him. Give me Xavier and the Musketeers. They are winning the series. I think Liberty lets us down.
I want to switch my pick. No, I'm gonna stay with Liberty. But that you bring up a really good point. We've been through this 6 years in a row.
We do
You
it
hit
every
the nail on the head.
Do you guys see how funny this is, by the way? Like, one guy bets with his heart. The other two have been in the game for 7 years and are zigging their own zag. And Mr. Unit Man just sticking the ball. The rest of us are just traumatized.
There's plenty of
We're
different
just-
ways to pick a game. Skin a cat.
Noah's going 0-6
Liberty-
this week. Book it.
Yeah,
There we
he
go.
is. All
There we
this
go.
ball knowing. Liberty Bibberty, damn it.
Bibberty? What's a Bibberty?
It's from the commercial, right?
It's an old wooden ship. No, it's an old wooden ship.
All right, everybody's picks are in. Good. Kept it under an hour and a half. It's past midnight here, East Coast time, and I got to go to work tomorrow, and then I'm driving to Jacksonville to hang out with little Jackie Jack. We're going to have fun in Jacks. We appreciate everybody listening, and obviously really happy to have Noah on the team with us. Y'all go shoot him a follow on Twitter. Really active, really, really good. It's going to be a fun weekend, boys. Somebody's going to get upset. Like, there will be a ranked team that loses 2 out of 3 to an unranked team, no doubt.
North Carolina.
North Carolina, yeah. It honestly will probably be. I don't want to say it because then I'll make their fan base mad.
I have the biggest question that we have not discussed on this episode that we need to discuss.
All right, let's make it under 8 minutes because that will put us in an hour and a half.
Does it Maryland Eastern Shore end losing streak this weekend?
Who are they playing? That is a good question.
They play the Towson Tigers at home.
Yeah, Towson's good.
It's an inner city battle.
Yeah. I'd be
Does
lying
Maryland Eastern Shore end the losing streak this weekend? For those of you that don't know, I think their losing streak is at 54 games.
Is it a 4-game series or 3-game?
It is a
It's
It's a 3-game series. It's called the Hagerstown series. They're playing in Hagerstown, Maryland. The Maryland Eastern Shore is not hosting it. It's a neutral site.
Hagerstown.
Hagerstown, Huggerstown, whatever.
Sorry. I know. I'm sorry.
Jackie.
All right, come on. Let's take it off. The Maryland Eastern Shore win.
Hey,
So
Noah.
this question is great because if you're at the casino and you see black hit 54 straight times, are you the one that take red?
You are slamming red.
I'm going black.
Clip that.
Clip that. Hey, Noah, do you know about the guarantee by any chance?
Yeah, I do. I'm an avid listener.
You're the best. I know. I forgot. What was the guarantee was introduced on the Club Omaha scene. And I know you're a ride or die because you're a homie and a ball knower of all things. I kind of want to do it. Towson's kind of frisky. Rizka, do you have their next 10 games in front of you?
Yep, I do.
Okay. Well, here's the deal, folks. The guarantee for just now.
Guarantee time? Well, we're going to start with this.
Plain landed.
We're going to start with this. Let me zoom it in for everybody to see this thing.
Well, we're a podcast, so you got to explain it too.
All right. This is the current losing streak in Division I college baseball. Maryland Eastern Shore's got 54 of them. The next closest one is 11. So it's going
What's
to
the
end.
all-time? What's the all-time record?
I think it's this. I think this is the all-time record. It's a ongoing record.
I think Coppin State lost like 80 in a row.
NCAA baseball.
Oh, I think St. Pete a couple
longest
years too, right?
losing streak.
Just use Chat GPT.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'll chat GPT right now.
Friends, while Dimitri's checking out the schedule and the all-time record, the guarantee is something that I hold very near and dear to my heart.
Now we're gonna go here, and we're gonna
Jesus Cristo.
Those are winnable games there. The streak's ending somewhere in there.
Mount St. Mary's, Bethune-Cookman, Manhattan. It's going to happen against Del State. That's what's going to happen.
I'm saying Mount St. Mary's Midweek.
Okay. Well, all right. So we're looking at 3. That's Towson for 3. That's Mount St. Mary's. That's 4. Bethune-Cookman for 4. That's 8. Manhattan, that's 9. And then a 3-game set with the Delaware State Hornets. I don't know. Here's the deal. March 9th. What's the record, Riz God? What do you got for us?
That's 0-7, 0-8, 0-12, 0-13, 14-15.
That's not what I asked. That's
asked.
okay. Not what I asked. That's okay. Here's the deal. If you'll give it to me, the guarantee is a wager, not a rich man. I don't count currency in life as my unit of wealth. To me, it's about love and loyalty. I'm a man of my word. For the next 12 games, I guarantee that UMass gets a win in the next 12. I really believe they get it done in the next 12. March 9th is my deadline. Understood?
They're going 0-4 against Bethune-Cookman. I know that much.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. I got 12 games to do it if you'll give it to me. The guarantee is not a financial wager. If they do not win a game in the next 12, I will have to.
What if we
on camera?
Let me add a twist to this guarantee.
Publicly include.
What if you have to do something each day that they lose, and you have to keep doing it until they win?
No. That's not the game is the guarantee.
All right. Fine. Fair enough.
Yeah. No. I should get $1 if they lose every game because they've lost the last 54. If they win, I should get something in return. You should have to pee.
I will Uber Eats it in the what do you call it? Where expedited time, where it comes faster.
Yeah.
If they win in the next 12 games, your Uber Eats will get expedited.
Maryland Eastern Shore, you hear me? You hear me? I get a jersey if you win in the next 12.
No, they're probably going to block us on Twitter.
It's time for the streak to be over. No, they're going to love it. They're going to be all on board. We help them get back on board. They might go on a run.
All right, you know what? I'm going to put it on Twitter. I'm going to give our fans a chance to pick the game that they win. I'm going to screenshot the schedule.
Not going to happen.
Don't do that.
No. I'm going to screenshot the schedule, put it on Twitter. In the reply, if you guess the correct game that they win, we'll send you a T-shirt.
No, let's not do that.
Why?
It's a dumb idea.
Why?
It's a lose-lose. Like, we're giving them bad publicity, and
yeah, no. Well, this is just
shit. They did it to themselves. They lost 54 straight. The publicity writes themselves. Don't lose 54 games. You won't get bad publicity. What are we talking about here?
Hey, if anyone's going to talk about bad publicity, I'm not sure I'd be barking out of that tree there, bud.
We got to end the show here. We're going off the rails.
I don't know why Ben is all up in his feels. Did food poisoning make you all soft?
Call it Chris Bryant. A little soft over here.
Hey.
All right. We appreciate everybody listening, and we'll be back Sunday night, maybe Monday morning, depending if I have food poisoning again. But good luck this weekend, Jack. Noah, win your bets. And Dimitri, keep doing your thing on the social media. You're crushing it. So we'll see everybody on Sunday night. See ya.